Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Buggin' and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2, and this time we're looking at the higher end trucks, and in this one we will be tackling the MAN TGX XXL. Interesting point that this is the MAN's most expensive truck, because it does not have the multi-wheel chassis, but the MAN truck does have multi-wheel chassis, so we will be upgrading the truck to that. But let's quick go take a look at the MAN truck, shall we? Is it selected dealer? That was dumb. You buy online rather than visit, because then you gotta like spin through all the trucks. It's a pretty cool thing to do. You see like this here, but it's annoying. You gotta spin through like each and every truck. So this is not what I meant. So we want to leave the dealership and buy online. That's what we want to do. Alright, so here it is here, and the reason I went with this is this comes with a 680 horsepower engine. This is the most powerful engine, but if you take a look at its other trucks with the multi-wheel chassis, they only have 540s and 480s, which makes like absolutely no sense. So that's why I bought this one, just so I have the right engine, because modding in the correct chassis is easy enough. 6x4. Modding in the correct engine is more difficult, because of the mods I have, there's a good chance I'll have an engine that's actually more powerful than this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to like combine the two here. So it's a TGX. We're going to do 6x4. Left-handed steering, XXL cab. 680 horsepower at 500 kilowatt engine. That's 3,000 newton meters at 1100 to 1400 RPM. That starting RPM's actually a little bit high, and that could be a bit of a detriment to the truck. But still, very powerful engine, 680 horsepower. ZF AS-tronic transmission, and the fuel tank will be a flat 700 liter fuel tank. And the listed price, like if you buy with the most powerful engine, is $194,430. If you buy the 6x4 chassis, then it's $152,960. So let's go and do that real quick. Let's quick pop on over to our dealership. I don't know why it doesn't start me with the parking brake engaged, but it doesn't. We don't need our mirror up. Almost feels like the my camera position for this MAN isn't working, but it has to be the way I'm looking at things. I'm sitting back further on the window, so that's a little weird. But anyways, release our parking brake and oops. There we go. We'll quick pop on over to our dealership. Yeah, it's a dealership. A Iveco dealership. Strange that I can drive into an Iveco dealership and actually pick up MAN parts, but whatever. So we go into our chassis here. Yeah, see, 8x4. This does not exist in the MAN universe. This is a modded in chassis I have for the MAN. The 6x2 -4. That's the one with that there. But this is the one we want here. This is the base chassis, the 6x4 with the 700 liter tank. That's actually pretty cool looking chassis right there. There's that 2 fuel tanks strapped on top of each other. That ain't right, but whatever. This is the chassis we want. And just for safety's sake, let's take a look. Yeah, see, 782 horsepower engine. That's not, this is the most powerful. This is modded into the game, so that does not help anything in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know. Do we have a cool paint job? That's a little creepy. A little outlandish, but sure, why not? Sometimes, no, I do not even know what I have modded into the game. So, there. I'm going to look real quick at my profile just to see if everything is... Like my camera position isn't right. Catalyzers, doors... yeah, FOV mod. And it's not on. My field of vision mod is not on for whatever reason. And it should be. Okay. I don't even know if that's going to change anything, to be honest, but I turned it on anyways. Alright, so we're looking for a good load with a decent route length. We gotta go pretty deep just to get to 75 tons, really? That's a long trip. Alright, so, we'll do the usual here. Yeah, truck manager is what we want. We'll pick one at random. Yeah, let's switch out with the other man. 37 hours. Plenty of time for things to fix. And then, yes. Okay. Job market, freight market, and again, here we go. There's a good 30, but I don't like where it's going. It's 35 tons. Yeah, we know that route pretty well. I don't suppose I have something... 34 tons. That's a double... Oh, damn. That's a double... it's got a little bit of driving there. But it's somewhere we haven't been, I'm almost sure. Oh no, we have been there. We have been. Well, damn. But I don't think there's much else. So, we'll try one more time. Not like I'm not making money hand over fist at this point. The DAF, 33 hours? Sure. Alright, let's try one more time. And here's 40 tons. Possibility, but that doesn't look like it has a heavy... yeah. Here's another 40 tons. And that's a cool drive, but it doesn't have a difficult... This is actually getting annoying, trying to find a decent load. I mean, the 40 tons is cool, but it doesn't have a hill climb to it. And the 62 tons doesn't go anywhere. So, I guess I gotta do it one more time. Mm, 2 hours, no. 20 hours, I think we can do better. 2 hours. 87 hours. Perfect. God, I'm almost up to a million euros already. Alright. I'm going to probably make this my last and just pick out of whatever's available here. Provided it's not 75 tons. No, I don't like where you're going. 20 tons is too light compared to everything else I've been doing. Really? That kind of looks hill climby, but it's not. God damn it. I didn't want to do this again, but there wasn't even a remotely good one as far as my eyes are concerned. $62 tons does not go far enough. Not that I'd want to haul 62 tons. 34 tons. That looks like a familiar route, doesn't it? That's only 17 tons. 19, 18, 13, 8. 25, 25, 25, 21, 28. There's 40. Damn it. I know what I'm looking for at this point. And I'm just not finding it. Alright, one more time on camera anyways. And then if I don't get this, I'll keep doing it off camera until I actually find a good one. Probably going to put me over 1 million. Pretty close. Alright. Really like to avoid 75 tons. 36 tons, 40 tons, you know. This is what we're going to probably end up taking, as much as I don't want to. But there's a good chance. 40 tons, no. 21, 23, 28, 15, 8, 23. Here's another 40 ton, goes the wrong. Just because these don't have like mountain climbs on them, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to pit the trucks against good, strong climbs. So, our 36, no, 40 ton, yeah, this is the one. Alright, this is what we'll take here. Don't know if the camera changed position or not at all. Doesn't look it, does it? Actually, I think it's back a little bit, but whatever. Alright, now, with the man trucks, of course, you get a nice, beautiful view out your windshield. And you actually get a decent view out your side window, but you have to turn a little bit to really get a good view. Because otherwise that big old mirror there really tends to block your perception. If you drive like I do, like you don't look over so much as you should. But the mirror, of course, is really nice. It's really big, nice, well, big square mirror, like the rest of the truck. Wide truck, big square mirror. Good view, of course, and beautiful view. I forget the good braking in this truck. Excellent braking, definitely while running bobtail, there's no doubt about that. But I do really love the view out the window, out the windshield. It's like beautiful, just absolutely big, clear, huge, tall windshield. I like the sound too. It has a nice truck sound to it. And of course it comes with its own GPS setup down bottom. You can see it there next to the steering wheel. Pretty convenient place. You don't have to look too far off. I mean, it sits right next to the floating one. Although, to use it, you actually will lose the information that the floating GPS gives you. Not that that's a horrible thing, mind you. The dials are easy to read, even though the digital display does not give you your speed. The dials themselves are pretty easy to read, big numbers, so they're real simple to just glance down and get an idea of what you're going for. So you really don't need the floating GPS if you don't want it. You could easily just turn it off if you wanted to. It would not be an issue in any way, shape, or form, which is something I really like. Not that I'd actually do it. I'm so used to the floating GPS being there because I'm using it on the Scania that I don't feel right without it. Runs like a beast under bobtail, man. Alright. Behave. Driver Kenneth made me $66. That's better than not finding a job there, Kenneth. So I've already made abundantly clear, happens again, you're fired. I like the everything about the man says, just big truck, man truck, big windshield, big wide truck, big burly truck. Even the directional, the size of that little blinker icon, man, that's huge compared to the other trucks. And the billing's so slow and loud. It's like tick, 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 tick. That's some impressive stuff right there, as far as I'm concerned. All right, so I can see the load from here. And there it is. Now you may ask, like, hey, how come you didn't see if you had a cool paint job for the Renaults? Well, the Renaults already have a cool paint job. Alright, so for now we're double shifting, seeing how it's handling things. It's actually doing really well. It's towing and accelerating really well on flat land right here. And that's double shifting. Braking, not bad. I mean, of course, we didn't have that much speed built up, but still, I should be over here more. But, yeah, whatever the case may be. Oh, green light. Turning left up here, so over can. Oh, I didn't see who that was. Was that Kenneth? Was that Kenneth that just cost me $1? I didn't see who that was. I'm going to have to go back over the replay and see if that was Kenneth. That's Kenneth. He's fired. If that's Kenneth, he is so fired right now. Oh, no. Actually, I want to be in this lane. So I'm single shifting right now because I don't know. It doesn't seem to be accelerating quite as well as it was all of a sudden. Maybe it's just... I actually have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. Not bad, ninth gear, handling that fairly well, kept it almost at 40. I like that the tachometer is a lot easier to read, so you can get a real idea of, you know, where your power band is a little bit better. I'm kind of looking forward to going back over the Iveco and the DAF. I mean, the DAF I don't think I could ever give really good ratings to, just because it has that really poor visibility. I'm sorry, but the DAF's visibility really, really sucks in my eyes. It's a decent truck, don't get me wrong, but compare the DAF's visibility, the windshield and all that, to this one, to the Man, or even to other trucks. The windshield's just narrow, the mirrors look weird, everything about the truck says, you know, I don't have good visibility. And so I just mark it down because of that. To me, visibility is very important as a driver. Those mirrors and all that, they just don't give you what you need, as far as I'm concerned. Bad. Started at 47, ending at 31, and we stayed in ninth gear. That's a pretty impressive pull right there. That's a pretty impressive pull. I have to say that, like, with the Renaults, I had a real sense of the weight on the back. The way the truck tipped when I turned, and the way that I almost felt like the truck was like squatting backwards, you know. There was so much weight on the truck with just the single axle that I was actually leaning back a hell of a lot. I don't get the same sense with this truck. I mean, I definitely get the sense of the weight and how it's like accelerating and braking, but the turns feel a lot safer. Not that I'm going to go flying around anytime soon, but the turns feel a lot safer. My truck isn't hard tipping when I take a turn, as you saw with the Renaults. The problem they fell into is you would just tap the steering wheel to one side, your truck would hard tip over because of the weight and the fact that you lack that multi-wheel chassis in the back. But like I said, I felt like I was like leaning back. You know how you see a car with too much weight in the back of it, and so it's squat way down in the back. That's kind of how I felt in this truck here. Bob Marley. Shift gears. Shift gears. So that's how our truck looks right now. Interestingly enough. Let's get back in the cab before we run into somebody. I don't know why it's not the way you're supposed to do it, but it just sometimes feels like taking it into the higher RPM feels better. But really I shouldn't. I should be keeping it in that green area as far as I know. I never actually drove trucks, so I'm not too familiar with where to shift. I just shift where it feels right. Because unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, you know, because there's plenty of drivers, the buses are all automatic. All buses, automatic transmission. Well, not all, but almost all now. The ones that are standard are old ancient dinosaurs, and there's still a few of them out there. And I could recount your story about when I was a kid, and I won't recount it too much because I gotta make a lot of sound effects while doing it. It's just the funniest thing in the world, but maybe I will. And I guess this is the only replacement bus they had. This was they call the P&B line, the Plymouth Boston bus, which I think may have been taken up by Gray Lines or Greyhound or something as well. But it was the P&B, the Plymouth Boston, and they ran pretty much the Plymouth area up into Boston. Yeah, that's how a lot of people in Plymouth got to work. They'd take that bus, and that bus always used to stop directly across from where I used to wait for my school bus. I'd see it come every day, stop from pick up the same guy, and take him to wherever he was going. Well, this one day, you can hear the bus coming, and you look down, you see it. The engine's revving real high, and the bus is just, you know, you get a sense that something's wrong. And the guy pulls it up to the sidewalk, pulls up to where the guy is at the sidewalk, and actually ends up pulling up onto the sidewalk. He hits the sidewalk, moves up onto it, and you know, you can see the truck as it's trying to stop. It's shaking and it's shuddering, and it was just freaking hilarious. And the guy gets on the bus. The bus is sitting there, and it's like really loud. And then all of a sudden, you just hear the engine revving. You know, you just hear this, just revving the engine up. It's, you know, then you hear grinding gears trying to get it into first. I was laughing my ass off when I heard this and stand there as a kid. Then finally you hear ka-tonk as it gets in gear and it starts pulling away. And you ever know somebody who accidentally pops the clutch? Going a little bit too fast. You know somebody who accidentally pops the clutch on the car and they get a little bit too hard, and so they get that hurt jerk. Yeah, imagine a bus doing that herky-jerky, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop. He gets up to shifting, and as soon as he gets to the point where he's supposed to shift, you hear grinding gears again, and finally claps into gear in the air. I really need to slow down and downshift. I'm recounting the story a little too much. And as he's driving away, though, the engine cover, I call it the back flap when I was driving, but the cover for the engine is flapping away, you know, slapping open and close. It was the most hilarious thing I ever saw, and I felt so sorry for the bus driver, how embarrassed he must be, but also for the passengers, because they're going to have to endure that ride all the way. I believe that was a Boston bus, so they'd have to endure that ride all the way to Boston, man. And oh, that bus, that had to be illegal, everything I saw. The condition that the bus was in must have been, and the fact that the driver was obviously clueless about how to drive it. Well, that was really something, man. I don't know what to think about that. But I still remember it to this day. I can still picture in my mind that big P&E bus just like bouncing, going it. Sorry, buddy, I don't mean to cut you off. Again, going too fast. The man is just that powerful. Can just get that easy speed up. But none of our corners are too bad. Our corners are actually pretty okay. Well, we lock in our 105. Now we are heading into our obligatory slowdown area. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for that. And so far, you know, I've had to be a little bit, You know, reminding of myself as I get into areas to slow down, because we're hauling a heavy enough load to tip us over. So our paint job trips me out. Okay, here we are. Here's our slowdown. I could cheese this if I wanted to. I'm not. It doesn't last too long, so we should be alright. Any minute now. Any minute. There we go. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back in my Scania, but I still got the Volvo, the Scania to do, and I got to go back over the Iveco and the DAV, so it's going to be a little bit before I get back in my Scania. So I did find out a little bit more about the world of trucks. It's actually being done by the same guys who make this game, SCS. So that has hope. You know, they've just put it into alpha, so I'm looking forward to the beta, if I can get into it. Right, had to go down a little bit, but that's to be expected on that corner. Nothing coming. Usually nothing coming. And our favorite little toll booth. Does that ad keep changing? Yeah, I mean, I know it keeps changing, but it's like every time I come through, the billboard's flashing different ads. I don't know if I've actually seen the same ad twice out of it. Didn't need to wide swing it like that, but I did. Love the wavy arms, dude. Take a quick peek at our truck while it's sitting. We'll do the slow spin around. Paint job looks pretty funky for sure, man. But it's pretty cool. And I forget to shift gears while I'm outside the truck. I suppose I should get back in before I hit the guardrail. Yeah, so we're doing our usual, not following our GPS on this one, taking the left-hand corner instead of the right, so we can come around the proper direction as far as I'm concerned, and make our turning into the ferry area a little bit easier. Twin trailers. Again, I don't see why you can't drive up onto the ferry in this one. Why they use like this template here. I like the ferries. I like showed you on my first heavy haul, which went so well on my Scania. Where you actually get to drive up onto the ferry there. I just felt that was like so much more fun. Looks like we'll actually make this fairly easily with this trailer. It's not as wide as the other ones. I don't think it's as long either, to be honest. That was painless. Alright, quick check of the map, because I always forget. Now see, this one we're not going to here. We're actually going to Patra. This looks like an interesting... I don't know if this is hill climb. This is the hill climb. This might have hill climb in it. It might not. I don't know. It may just be like narrow road. We'll see. If it doesn't have a hill climb like this, that's disappointing. You see, you don't see that steep area. So maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Alright folks, so that's going to be me done for this one. When we get back, we will be continuing our journey with our God, where did I go with that? With our MAN XXL cab. Until next time folks, this is One Big Bug signing out. I'll see you next time.